The Golden State Warriors stand at the edge of an unforgiving cliff, and the whole world is watching. After years of dominance, after parades and confetti, the dynasty now trembles in the balance, fractured not by age or complacency, but by the relentless cold hand of fate. Injuries cut through their season like a silent assassin. Jimmy Butler down in round 1. Steph Curry faltering in round 2 after a brutal battle against the merciless Houston Rockets. The scars are still fresh. Curry, the face of a generation, still managed an inspiring 26.4 points per game this season, with those signature deep threes that defy physics. But even he could not hold back the tide alone. Jimmy Butler, whose grit and defiance once fueled Miami's improbable finals runs, averaged 20.8 points, but was battered, worn, and absent when it mattered most. The collapse was not dramatic. It was slow, methodical, suffocating. Now, the Warriors' front office moves in silence but with a violent urgency. General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. made it clear. Next season is a one-year championship shot. Not 2, not 5, 1. This is their window. The last stand for a core that once seemed immortal. Yet as whispers swirl in late-night phone calls and unnamed sources leak cryptic clues, one name sits at the heart of the storm: Jonathan Kuminga. The 21-year-old, a symbol of the future, a spark of athletic brilliance, inexplicably left on the bench in the most pivotal moments of the playoffs. A player who, when trusted, lit up the court with 16.1 points and 5.2 rebounds per game, now reduced to an enigma. Fans screamed. Analysts debated. Why was Kuminga, perhaps their most dynamic young weapon, sidelined when the season slipped away? Some say it was coaching stubbornness, others internal politics. But the deeper truth haunts every Warriors fan. Does Kuminga even have a future with Golden State? In exit interviews, both Curry and Draymond Green praised Kuminga's growth. Yet neither offered assurances about his return. The words were carefully chosen, distant, strategic. Is this loyalty or the first step in letting go? But it doesn't end there. The trade rumors have evolved from whispers into full-throated speculation. Golden State is highly aggressive, reports say, in seeking two critical pieces: a playmaking wing defender or a commanding center. Some insiders even float names: Nikola Vucevic, a double-double machine at 18.1 points and 10.5 rebounds per game. Lonzo Ball, once a top prospect, now a player whose career hangs between recovery and reinvention. The boldest of dreams, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak himself. But even the most optimistic know that is fantasy more than strategy, a long shot, a fever dream. Still, the Warriors are exploring all options, from the practical to the impossible, because they have no choice. This is the chess game at the highest level, played with millions of dollars and the hopes of a global fan base as stakes. But time is the most merciless opponent of all. Financially, the Warriors are shackled. Curry, Butler, and Draymond alone command nearly $140 million in salary. The total commitments hover around $170 million. An astronomical sum that pushes them against the cold walls of the salary cap. Every move, every trade, every gamble is weighted down by complex restrictions. Sign and trade options? Possible, but fraught with peril, hard capping them at the first apron, limiting flexibility just when they need it most. Kuminga himself faces his own crossroads. Stay and maybe, just maybe, inherit the franchise in time, become the next face of the Warriors. Or leave, cashing in for immediate pay, guaranteed minutes, and a leading role elsewhere. But should Golden State choose to keep him? It could push their payroll over the dreaded second apron, triggering even harsher penalties, even less room to maneuver. And there, lurking beneath every conversation, is the specter of Draymond Green. The heart, the voice, the enforcer of this dynasty. But at 34 years old, with 8.7 points, 7.2 rebounds, and the same ferocious defense, how much more can he give? Trading Draymond is considered unlikely, Unthinkable even. But if the franchise dares, it could free up vital cap space, recalibrate the roster. If they don't, they risk running it back with the same formula that already led to this year's painful, premature playoff exit. Even Jimmy Butler's place, once thought secure, is under scrutiny. He is an assassin in the regular season, but, as some critics whisper, has his body betrayed him when the lights burn hottest? Is he still that man who can take over a Game 7? Or just a memory of that man? The echoes of his past playoff struggles in Miami now resonate eerily through Chase Center's empty corridors. Through it all, Warriors ownership sends out public signals of unity, claiming a desire to keep Kuminga, to stay loyal to their core. But insiders warn, this might be posturing, a negotiation tactic, just like they did with Jordan Poole before ultimately sending him away. The front office knows the brutal truth of the NBA. Loyalty is secondary to survival. For the fan watching, for the one who grew up with Steph's impossible threes, with Draymond's chest-pounding defense, with Klay's ice-cold daggers, this is heartbreak. This is fear. But also, undeniably, this is the reality of sport. The Warriors' kingdom is not just preparing for another run, it is fighting for its very existence. And yet, in this darkness, there is still something to believe in. Steph Curry, even at 37 next season, remains one of the game's most dangerous offensive weapons. Draymond's leadership, though weathered, is still invaluable. Jimmy Butler, if healthy, is still a force capable of bending playoff series to his will. The front office knows this. That's why they are prepared to be aggressive, because they must. There is no other path. For Warriors fans, the coming months will be a crucible. Every Woj bomb, every leaked report, every cryptic Instagram post will feel like a heartbeat skipping. Will Kuminga be traded? Will they land Vucevic or Ball? Will the impossible happen with Giannis? Or will they stand pat, clinging desperately to a core that refuses to believe the story is already over? This is the paradox of a dynasty. It always ends. But how it ends? That is where the legend is made. The Golden State Warriors could fold under the weight of salary cap constraints, aging stars, and unresolved locker room tensions. Or they could rally for one last, defiant stand. The 2025 NBA season promises to be more than just games. For Golden State, it is a battle for identity, for relevance, for legacy. And that's why we watch. Not just for the highlight plays or the stat lines, though those will come, but for the human drama, for the triumphs and heartbreaks that remind us why sports matter. So, as trade rumors swirl and the summer sun beats down over the Bay Area, one question will echo louder than the rest. Is this the end of the Golden Empire? Or its most glorious chapter yet? Only time will tell. Stay tuned. Because this story is far from over. And here's the key takeaway from the channel. Delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.